Alright guys, here we have a 1996 Yamaha G14. The complaint with this one is that it was noisy. I think so. So I knew right away. This customer had called me, I think it was last year, to get a price on replacement for this, and they just didn't have the money at the time. But now they did, and I said, let's fix that, because here is our problem. As you can see, the tailpipe is basically broke. It's just all busted up there. So we got a new muffler for it. We're going to get it put in. It's going to be a fairly straightforward and simple process. These things don't really take a whole lot of time to do. So we'll be able to get this in and out pretty quick. There we go. Yeah, so you can see how that broke off. It broke here, and it broke at the muffler itself. We also have a new exhaust gasket we're going to replace that with. Existing one. We'll replace it, even though usually they're pretty good as long as they're not cracked or blown out. But I prefer to change it, at least when possible and when practical. You know, if I was just removing this muffler, I probably really wouldn't, and putting this muffler back on, I probably wouldn't change it unless that exhaust gasket itself was actually ripped. Oh, this is getting really stiff, so I'm going to put some penetrating oil on it so we don't break that stud off. Alright, we'll let that sit for a few minutes and come back to it. Alright, it's been a couple of minutes. This nut here was basically at the end of its thread, so that just came right off. This one, that came right off now after a little bit of oil. That's good. Okay, let's take a look at our exhaust. Yeah, see, the exhaust gasket's a bit frail. See how it's all wore out. So it's a good thing we're changing it because it's brittle. There's only, in all reality, there's only 4 bolts that hold these things on. There's the 2 bolts on the bottom of the muffler, and there's 2 bolts on the exhaust flange. So there really isn't a whole lot of structure that holds the muffler in place. But that was basically straight piped. That wasn't even mufflered at all. OEM, we're going to install our exhaust gasket, which is part number MUF-0012. Okay. So you can see it's a very simple and easy to do project. It's not exactly rocket science. Sometimes though, these studs on the engine are just so bad that you can't get them off, and they end up either ripping off, they break, and then it's just a pain in the ass to get them off. I think in all the years I've been doing this, this is the first time I've actually had a Yamaha muffler fail. So that's pretty good. The old 2-cycler Easy Goes, the mufflers that sat underneath the seat, that sat horizontal underneath the seat, and the mufflers that sat horizontal under the rear, or over the rear, on the 2-cycle Easy Goes always had a tendency of breaking. And the bracketry on the 2-cycle engines always had a tendency of failing at some point somehow. All right, so what we'll do is when we tighten this up, we're not going to go too tight. We're going to get the muffler bolted in real good. And then we're going to run the engine to get that gasket hot, and then we'll tighten it up one more time really quick. Not like a Gahunga tight, but we're just going to give it a little bit of a twist just to make sure it's tight. All right, so let's run it now. We're in neutral. It should be a vast difference. Way better. So, all right, I'm not going to film the process of me driving around and tightening these back up again. So, all right, so that is this muffler here for the G14's MUF-0002. So, all right, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Be sure to check the video's description for product links and my website and social media pages and all that fun stuff. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video.